Across or beyond the Jordan. Evidence against Mosaic authorship. Some scholars point to the phrase, across the Jordan, as evidence that the writer was already living inside the land of Israel, west of the Jordan River. Since Moses never entered the Promised Land, they argue that he could not have been the author of Deuteronomy. This is a frequently cited argument against Mosaic authorship. If this argument is correct, it would mean that Deuteronomy was written by an unknown author or editor who lived after Moses' time. In Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 5, we find the translation, across the Jordan, or beyond the Jordan. The argument goes like this. In Deuteronomy, Moses and the Israelites are described as being across or beyond the Jordan. Since they were camped east of the Jordan River, the phrase is understood to refer to the eastern side. Critics argue that if the author is describing the Israelites as being across the Jordan, then he must be writing from the opposite side from within the land of Israel, west of the Jordan. If that is true, then the writer could not have been Moses, because Moses never crossed the Jordan River and never entered the Promised Land. For this reason, many scholars have used this phrase as an argument against Mosaic authorship of Deuteronomy. Is there a more accurate translation of the Hebrew word for across or beyond the Jordan? J.P.U. Lilley writes in his article, By the Riverside, that the Hebrew word translated across or beyond means beside the Jordan. To identify a specific location, a geographical reference must be provided. The phrase across the Jordan, beyond the Jordan, or beside the Jordan by itself does not indicate which side of the river is being described. For the reader to know the intended side of the Jordan, the text must include an additional geographical reference to establish the writer's location. Please note what Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 5 says. On this side of the Jordan in the land of Moab. The land of Moab is located east of the Jordan. This clearly shows that Moses he was east of the Jordan when he spoke to the Israelites. There are 10 cases mentioned in Deuteronomy chapter 1, 3, 4, and 11, in which the author of Deuteronomy always adds phrases to determine the geographical location. What can be concluded? It requires geographical information to know which side of the Jordan River is meant. Moses, the author of Deuteronomy, was according to the geographical information east of the Jordan. The phrase across or beyond the Jordan does not negate the authorship of Moses.